President has assured that under his watch there will be no extrajudicial killing. And I believe him. We should believe him. There should not be any extrajudicial killing. He said that before, and he said that again. Now, we cannot tell that this general did not go down in a similar manner. Yeah? And it did not help that certain unfortunate statements were made before from His Excellency the President. This contradicts what his defense minister says. His defense minister says, in an attempt to absolve the general from any conspiracy during bombers, that he showed me text message that says, I was sent to bombers and I asked myself, what am I doing here? It may very well be true. He showed a text message again upon there. Now that I'm here, there's going to be a swearing in. What am I still doing here? But then this contradicts what the president said at a public television interview, in which he said, and I quote, I appointed General Francis Ogolla despite him being one of the people at Bomas who are there to take away my win. And I do not wish to impute improper motive. But this is then a call for us that the presidency is such an important office that any pronouncement that we say, including one similar to this, and then General Ogolla or anybody would go in an accident, and he could easily even just collapse. Then people then would start bringing things that probably are neither here nor there. Yeah? You should restrain yourself from making statements which then can be misconstrued at a position when you're totally divorced from statements such that mambo ni matatu. Those things are very unfortunate, and you'll forgive Kenyans then trying to put dots which perhaps are non-existent. And I want to emphasize this. These dots could be absolutely non-existent. Okay. But then that means that the president must be very circumspect. And I looked at him struggling to try not to be in a position where people would bring him down below Caesar, because in your position as president, you must be beyond suspicion. And I know he's probably beyond suspicion on this, but then you put yourself in unfortunate situations when you make statements which then people can use against you. Yeah? But I want to believe the president that no stone will be left unturned. And I want to say that on my part, I think as Parliament and Honorable KJ is here, we must go beyond what they might have put in place in terms of an ordinary inquiry. We must bring this to the level of when Robert Oluoch was brought down. Parliament must pass a resolution to put a commission of inquiry so that we can put this issue to rest.
Is there a possibility, knowing that this is a military issue?
Well, I don't know that commissions of inquiry are gagged, or that generals, including the president is the commander-in-chief, isn't it? Meaning that he actually wears military regalia at some point. He is a military person. I think he gets military training. Are we suggesting that if the president were to go down, and if CDF went down, trust me, if they were bandits, then they will go to the next target, which is the president. I would be shaken to the core. I don't think our constitution insulates inquiry into the death of a person, including CDF. And if it is, then we must debate that. We must debate that in Parliament and ask ourselves whether that is an impediment that we should remove.
But in practice, how much visibility does Parliament have of the Kenya Defence Forces? I know there's a committee for defence, but how much oversight does it have?
Yes, this oversight is something that, let me begin with budgeting, for example. We try to scrutinize, and there are things that then would be said, these would be blindfolded for security reasons, isn't it? Even if for security reasons, that inquiry should be done and a report handed over to the chief of defense forces, no, that's not the chief of the commander-in-chief, who is the president, who would then decide if there are for security reasons things there that need to be redacted so that only portions of it are made public, even if for the benefit of the president himself. and the president sits in the Security Council. This would inform, in my view, even the Security Council on how they would rejig the security around the commander-in-chief, who is the president, the CDF. So I think that the inquiry should still take place, and howsoever that information is consumed would then be left to the president and the Security Council.
Okay.